What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CU4 YouTube channel. We are here. It's a very late video. This obviously normally comes out earlier, but we recorded the Tranmere review, and then obviously some news happened afterwards. And I felt it was only right to talk about it with this eventually being Paul Simpson's last game as Carlisle manager. And Amari Patrick double saw Tranmere take all 3 points from Brunton Park with a 2-1 victory over the Blues, which, as we later found out, would be Paul Simpson's last game in charge. The man who equalised at Wembley to take us to penalties, that took us to League One, is the man that cost Paul Simpson his job in the end. Funny old game is football, isn't it? Now, I will make a video on the Paul Simpson departure in full, but I'll give my quick opinion here. I do think it is needed in this video. Of course, you can't really review the game without talking about what happened after the game, with it being such a shock in many ways, because I don't think a lot of people expected Paul Simpson to actually go or be sacked, or however you want to look at it. I do personally believe he was pushed. I don't think it was his decision. When I was listening to his interview on Radio Cumbria, he was very adamant that he's the right person to change the fortunes. He wants to do that. He wants to, turn the club around, and then he was gone 2 hours later. So I do believe he was pushed more than anything. But I think it's gutting, because I really like Paul Simpson. I'm a big fan of Paul Simpson. He's all the good times he's had with Carlisle United, both in his first spell and in the second spell. Obviously, we had some periods where it wasn't great. Last season wasn't great, but if it wasn't for Paul Simpson, we wouldn't have had the experiences that we had last year. And there's many other factors as well. With it, I do think it was the right time though. Although awkward timing, because you've just given him the full transfer window. He signed some players that, in my opinion, I don't think we signed without Paul Simpson being our manager. For example, the Bournemouth lads. Did they come all the way to Cumbria without, England under 21 World Cup winning Paul Simpson? I don't think they do. And Jordan Jones as well, I think he's someone who comes in because of the likes of Paul Simpson. Charlie Wyke is lured in by the likes of a Paul Simpson. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not saying it's 100% why they've signed, but I do think it plays a factor. But I think it was going to happen, sooner rather than later. I'm gutted how it ended. It wasn't a nice end for Mr. Simpson, and he did get very heavily booed at the end of the game. And he's a club legend. He's a top bloke as well. That I've met him about 4 times, and every single time we've had the conversation, he's been absolutely brilliant and spot on. So gutted how it ended, but I think it needed to happen for the club to go forward. I'm seeing a few people on social saying it's time to salvage our season. That's ridiculous. We've only played 4 games. There is 42 games left of this season. This season hasn't even started yet. If you win the next 5 games out of 5, you're in the playoffs. Straight away, you're a top half team. So I don't think we need to worry about the season yet. I think there's plenty of time, and I think we've stepped in at the right period of time where we can now appoint someone to take us to the next level. I do, however, think the appointment of the next manager is absolutely crucial. You don't want to get into a thing where you bring someone in, it doesn't work, he's sacked in 6 months. You bring someone else in, it doesn't work, he's sacked in 9 months. You want someone now to come in for 2 or 3 years and to take this club forward. Whether that be, I don't know, obviously there's a few names going about. I think Rob Elliott's a great shout from Gateshead. Obviously we've seen the style of football he's got. Maybe inexperienced at this level, so you're taking a little bit of a risk. You've got Ryan Law from Preston. Can we lure him down to League 2 so early after he left the Championship with Preston? And then I say Pete Wild. Please do not get Pete Wild. I don't think that would go down very well with the fans at all. I don't think he's the manager that Carlisle United need or want. But the next one is crucial. It is now absolutely crucial that we get this appointment right, so we can push the team forward. Because our team on paper generally is a top 10 team. It's a ridiculous team on paper for League 2. You're Luke Armstrong, Charlie Wyke, both should be 20 goals a season strikers. You got Dan Adjuaji, who's looking better every single time he plays in a Carlisle shirt. So you look at all this, and it's now time to move on. It's time to it's time to get a new manager in. Let's hope we can rebuild on this. You know, thank you to Paul Simpson for everything he's given for the club and all the memories he's gave along the way. And I will make a video about it in a bit more detail. But I think it was the right time. Sad how it ended, but shall we have a look at how it ended with the Tranmere game? And it started where I noticed again Dan Adjuajay chasing long ball after long ball. He just runs and runs and runs. He really looks like a really special player. But then unfortunately, a player that we used to call our special player, Marvin Patrick, hit us with a goal. It's very similar to what happened against MK Dons, where the ball's played in and it's played behind the fullback. And this time it was Archie Davis, who I thought looked very very good offensively, but defensively not fantastic. But he's being caught out, and the cross comes in. Ben Williams puts a tackle in, but it's not enough. And Marvin Patrick sort of in slow motion just places it round two defenders, and it nestles into the back of the net to make it 1-0. It was inevitable he was going to score, or him or Dennis, but Patrick with a very early goal. But Carlisle with an instant reply, not even 2 minutes later. A cross comes in from John Ellis. It's touched down by Dan Adjuajay and Archie Davis, putting it in the back of the net to make it 1-1. A good finish, and I really thought we could click on from this point. Jordan Jones was looking very lively at this point. He was pinging balls from left and right. We had an opportunity where Ben Williams arrived at the back post late. He got in front of his man, but there wasn't enough power in the header to really cause any issues for the goalkeeper for Tranmere. And again, as I was saying, there was very few occasions where the ball was being played in behind our fullbacks. We were getting caught out too easily, very similar to MK Dons. They had a few chances like that, and I thought we had a few chances where it comes to the edge of the box, and it falls to Barkley, it falls to Vela, it falls to Harrison Neal, it falls to Archie Davis, it falls to Ben Williams, whoever it falls to, and there's no quality to put the ball into the back of the net. I genuinely thought we had about 3 or 4 opportunities where the balls fell to us in the back, in the edge of the box, and we haven't been able to take it to put it into the back of the net. And a bit of quality in our midfield, like a Callum Guy can score from that range, and you're getting a couple of really good opportunities there. Unfortunately, we didn't, because we didn't have the quality to do it. And a nice corner routine, very poorly defended, I must admit, but 4 passes from the corner, and Marvin Patrick on the edge of the box with a curling effort into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Tranmere. And then we had a good play from Dan Adjuajay. The low ball comes in, and Jordan Jones hits it wide with an unlucky effort. And then the second half really just it faded. I thought in the 70th minute we went 4-3-3, which was nice to see. And John Mellish had a few crosses that just didn't really come to anything. He had about 4 or 5 opportunities to get a good cross in, and it didn't come to anything. And I think it was really a game where you're looking at it, and it is very similar to the last 16 months. We had good spells at times. We didn't have that creative player to give us a spark. We couldn't finish, and we were poor defensively. That's how I would sum the game up, really. So yeah, disappointing, and it has led to Paul Simpson leaving the club, whether that was his decision or the owner's decision. But we move on now. Carlisle 1, Tranmere 0. Our next game is Forest on Tuesday night. There will not be a 5-minute preview for that game, just because I don't think people are too fussed about it. The 5-minute preview will be for the Bradford game, Bradford away, next Saturday, which will be very interesting, with the academy bosses in charge, with Mark Birch and Jamie Devitt taking first team charge of Carlisle United. What are your thoughts on Paul Simpson leave, and what are your thoughts on the Tranmere game, and who do you think should be bringing in for Carlisle as their new manager? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for all the support recently on the channel. It is very much appreciated by myself. But I've been CU4. Enjoy the clips in the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's gotta go somewhere.